Welcome back to our series on precious metal clay. Today we are going to be melting some silver clay so you don't have to. And this precious metal clay is completely dry. So it's at the stage where all of the moisture has come out of it. The only thing that I haven't done is I haven't sanded it, I haven't filed it, so it's just in its raw state. But what we're going to look at today is putting the blowtorch on it, firing it, and then looking at those signs that will tell you that you're heating it too much and it's going to melt. So, put it on our brick. So I'm just gently heating up the clay now. Now, at this stage, the binder is burning away. Okay, so that's about done now. So with precious metal clay, when you are firing it with a blowtorch, you need to first burn away that binder, and then you want to heat it up to a cherry red, and you need to hold it for that temperature for about 3 minutes. So that might involve heating it up, but then taking the blowtorch off so that it doesn't get too hot. I'm now heating it up, and you can see it's got that cherry red. But if I'm going to keep the blowtorch on it and heat it too much, you might then begin to see blisters. So if you see now, that surface area almost looks kind of wet, it's very silvery, and that stage was when it was going to melt. So that top surface area got too hot. So if I carry on, I will show you again when this is getting too hot. So there it's going, and you can see now that whole surface area is now liquid, and that is now melting. Essentially, if you were to carry on heating this, it will melt into a liquid blob. So again, this is what will happen if you carry on heating that precious metal clay. You can see now it is completely melting, and even so, like that hole now, and it's just a complete blob. So essentially now, this is just a blob of silver. So you can't really rescue that at any point. It has melted. And as you can see, it is, well, it started off quite round, but it had that hole in the middle. It was something that we had made. When you heat it too much and it melts and you keep going and you keep going, it will just form a ball. It will be a molten ball of silver. And at that point, it's not rescuable. So when you're heating up your precious metal clay, you need to be heating it to that cherry red, controlling the heat a little bit. So you don't want to hold it too much when it's going at that red colour. You need to be moving your blowtorch evenly and taking that blowtorch away when it's really looking like it's too hot. Those blistering signs, that kind of when that surface area went very wet, that was the point when it was going to melt. That was that top surface area becoming too hot. And that's really what you want to avoid, because it's going to ruin your piece. It's going to make it, if you've got any sharp edges, obviously they are going to melt. But it's just about being a little bit cautious and getting to know the material that you're working with. So obviously things that are really big are going to be able to hold more heat. You're going to have to heat them more. Whereas small things, they are going to melt really quickly. So you need to just really pay attention, keep that heat moving, and if you're unsure, just take that heat away for a little bit, and eventually you'll get really used to understanding the material, knowing when hot is too hot, and unfortunately, it might be that you have a little bit of trial and error.